welcome back to YellowCard Vanguard. I'm your host, Toku, from It's Toku TV on Twitch. It has been a long while, and Clan Collection 5 and 6 have already been out for quite some time, but I figured this is going to be a mainstay of the channel, so I've taken some time out of my failing job search to give you, the viewers, what you want. My based, red-pilled, and Vikachad takes on the new cards and supports for Clan Collections 5 and 6. Once again, we need to preface the video as well as the rest of the series by letting you know that these lists are made at face value using my skills of card evaluation. They will need playtesting to fine-tune, but I hope they will serve as a good reference point for filthy net deckers to piggyback off of. Welcome back to Clan Collection Cores. My favorite part of Gerbius is when Gurgit said, "It's Gurgen time," and completely gurged over all the bad guys. Welcome back to Clan Collection Cards, and today we'll be looking into the new cards brought for Gold Paladin. I'm going to be completely blunt here. There are only 2 cards released here, because Chrome Jailer Dragon is truly a waste of cardboard, ink, and pack space. You want a core for Chrome Jailer Dragon? You're not going to find it here. Let's take a look at the 2 new cards released for Gold Paladin. The first one being Spectral Duke Dragon Reverse, the reverse form of Spectral Duke Dragon. During your turn, if your soul has Spectral Duke Dragon, this unit gains 10k, and if your opponent's Vanguard is 3 or greater, this unit gains a crit. One of the auto skills, at the end of the battle, this unit attacked, counterblast 1, and lock 3 rear guards to stand this unit, and it gains drive -1 until end of turn. And the other auto skill, while in hand, at the end of the battle, your Vanguard attacked, if you have 5 or more cards in your damage zone, counterblast 2, lock 3 rear guards to ride this unit as stand, and until end of turn, this unit's auto abilities do not activate. Damn, edgy. The ideal pattern for this is to obviously use it with the Spectral Duke package in a limit break 5, swing with Duke, twin drive, swing with Duke, triple drive, dupe from hand from another 2 drives. You don't get to the second auto effect, unfortunately. There may be repercussions for going from 13k base on Duke to 12k base on Duke, but when you're limit break 5, you're already throwing everything and the kitchen sink at your opponent. If there's anything that might be problematic about this kind of finishing pattern, it is that the Axle generation wants you to go wide, but outside of finding triggers, you have no way of going vertical to make your triple Vanguard swings threatening. The other new grade 3 we have is Liberator Holy Shine Dragon. When you ride from a Liberator, you can counterblast 1 to search your deck for up to 1 grade 3 card with Liberator in the name that isn't Holy Shine and ride it as stand. Then, if you're a limit break 4, you can superior call 2 units from top 5. Then, a Violent Soul, if your damage is at 4 or more, at the end of your turn, add this back to hand. What if, just what if, we restricted Percival to 1, but we printed 4 more copies of Percival with a different name? That was Holy Shine Dragon. Lucky for us, at the time of recording, Percival was just restricted, so now we don't have to worry about 3 Axels on the first turn, just 2. Obviously more focused towards the Liberator deck, but in a package, this is Axel Marker Generation, and we all know how much Gurgi loves Axel Marker Generation. Yes, between itself and I guess Prominence Core now, that is 2 counterblast, but Gold Paladin is not shy of good countercharge engines. One of the cooler things you can do with Holy Shine is to combo it with Aglavale. You can push it into Soul of Aglavale, and then at the end of turn, if you're still limit break 4, fetch them all back to hand for either a rewrite on the next turn or more PG fodder. Let's take a look at a Gurgit list of featuring Holy Shine Dragon. So one of the things I want to highlight is this set of 14 cards. The 4 copies of Holy Shine, the 2 Providence Core, 4 Pharaon, and 4 Aglavale. This is what I'll call the Liberator package, because Holy Shine needs you to ride over a Liberator to get the double ride. We run full playsets of both Aglavale and Pharaon. Pharaon is a new addition to gold decks due to this restriction. We run Prominence Core at 2 now because Percival is newly restricted, but we don't want to miss any ride targets on the Holy Shine ride. Before we get into the rest of the deck, let's talk about the game flow. With 2 counterblasts going into grade 3, we look to ride into Holy Shine and skip into Prominence Core, so on our first grade 3 turn we have 2 Axle markers. Then we look to soak up damage to have counterblast to use as we rewrite into Gurgit for our 3rd Axle marker, letting us get 15k to Gurgit and everything we superior call that turn and look to Windmill Slam our opponent out of the game. On that note, let's go into our other options. We run 2 copies of Mock Slosh Dragon as a battle phase option outside of Gurgit to get more superior call. I'm looking for space for a 3rd, and I can only think of cutting a copy of Dindrain right now. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. We also run 3 copies of Wonder Izzo for his generic placement to superior call. Big shoutouts to Pharaon on your Gurgit turn as well. If you're able to superior call him on your Gurgit turn, this is a 39k on hit to superior call something that would then get another 15k power as well. In the grade 1 line, we run 4 copies of Garboduck. Garboduck is so important for us in this deck. You may notice that we're running a wide spread of grade 3s. So using Garboduck to hopefully fish for the proper grade 3s for our first and then second ride is the reason we run it at 4. We run 3 copies of Yossifus. It's strange to say that while Yossifus has a really good skill that wants you to ride it, we only run it at 3 because its second effect strictly calls for it to be called from deck rather than by effect. And we do run 4 copies of Dindrain, however, because hers is through effect. So Wonder Ezo and both Mach Slash will be able to proc her. As for our trigger lineup, we run 8 crits rather than fronts, because by the time we get to Gurgit, we have enough power distribution that getting that extra damage is more important. Ripping a crit when you have a Fallon lets you put the crit onto another attacker and the 10k onto that Fallon, which makes both attacks extremely painful to guard. As an attack from Fallon, hitting, despite not having that crit, spells another attacker to deal with, which is effectively getting that crit. So crits will do double work here. We avoid running Helions here because our grade 3 turn is 2 counterblast, and if we get rushed to limit break 4, we don't mind it either, since it lets us get the +2 calls off of Holy Shit. The extra 5k shield comes in big in the later stages of the game as well, since we do look to soak up damage, and having more defensive prowess will help. As for other options, my god, there are many. I've seen small Jeffrey and Parrymore package to help set up some superior calls, as well as being larger shields for Gurgit's defensive skill. I've seen Sagramore as another option to set up superior calls during the main phase as well. Varangaria is another resource control card too, but the core is a matter of fact that small Liberator package, small superior call package, and Gurgit. As of this video, Gurgit is not the best, but is still one of the stronger decks in the format due to its speed and kill potential. I would consider it to be one of the truer combo decks to be able to save all your superior call pieces for your Gurgit turn to assault your opponent with upwards of 10 boosted up attacks. Now here's another look into another list credited to Nico Fernando of the Crackhead Energy deck ideas. This list looks to abuse the fact that Dupe Reverse does not need you to be on Duke to be able to use this handride effect. With the raw amount of rear guards you'll be able to produce alongside the Lucius clone here, Paramore Superior Ride is also another option. Most importantly is that this list looks to abuse the fact that Platinum Ezo applies its skills to all drive checks for the turn. So that's 2 from himself, 2 from Dupe Reverse, and 1 from Paramore, giving you 5 Platinum checks. And as for some concluding statements, goodbye Percival, you will not be missed. Thank you for coming to YellowCard Vanguard, and we will see you the next time.